All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushai, Ba'ashum, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. And this is a continuation of just asking ChatGPT. It started off with asking about the names, the importance of the names, and then it's gone into the deliverance of Israel. And yesterday I had noticed before in the second part was that the chat, the AI had named uh, who the Israelites are here in Babylon the Great. So I'm going to start off right here. This is number 6. It says the call for Israel to leave, and it says it gives you two precepts. It says Revelation 18 and verse 4 and Jeremiah 51 and 6. So being that it didn't actually post the scriptures, I'm going to look at it real quick. So I have here Jeremiah 51, and actually I'm going to let me see here. Jeremiah 51 and verse 6 says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in their iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So this is the time to flee. Right now we're fleeing spiritually and mentally. There's nowhere we can go. This is a time that's going to try the entire world that we're entering into. But first, you got to flee mentally, spiritually. You got to leave this place behind. This place is set to be destroyed. You're not building up, wealth here. You're not looking to buy land or, a 10-year plan, whatever. You're looking for the escape plan, which is only through Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So from there, let me go ahead and say Revelation 18 and 4. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4, just straight to the point. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So come ye out of her, my people, out of Babylon the Great, aka America. And this is the elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai's chosen, being beamed up into the chariots. This is the physical being carried out of Babylon. This is the only way out of Babylon the Great. There ain't going to be no bunker, no boat you can get on. The escape is out through the chariots. And Lord willing, hey, I'll come back and hit it with some more precepts and see what it says. But anyway, it says the call for Israel to leave, and it quotes Revelation 18 and 4. It says, come out of her, my people, they be not partakers of her sins. And it says, the awakening of Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, this is what, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, have been saying. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites here. And this is pretty much who the word is being preached to. While all the nations need to hear it because we're scattered amongst all the nations, but primarily here in Babylon the Great. This is who the word is going to. And it also says, many Hebrews are realizing they must separate spiritually from America's wickedness. So just like I was saying about Jeremiah 51 and 6, but Revelation 18 and 4 is physically coming out of here, physically being carried out of this place. And it says that conclusion, America fits all the key descriptions of Mystery Babylon, the world power and moral influence, the slave trade history, military dominance, and prophetic destruction by fire. And even in the previous lesson, it goes up and says that fire sounded like nuclear war. How this place was to be destroyed. So I asked it, wait, so blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans for the prophecy? I think I was a little tired, but wait, so the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, I think I meant to say fit the prophecy of Israelites waking up in the last days? How? So how do blacks, Latinos, Native Americans fit these prophecies in the last days? How does that work? How? Tell me. And it says, yes, the awakening of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans as the true Israelites fits multiple biblical prophecies. Here's how. And now I'm not feeding it any information. All I was doing was putting the precepts in, and this all started with the names. So, yes, the awakening of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans as the true Israelites fits multiple biblical prophecies. Here's how. The curses of Deuteronomy 28, the key prophecy. This says this is a key prophecy. The curses in Deuteronomy 28, this is verse 15 on down. It says Deuteronomy 28 outlines blessings for obedience, verses 1 through 14, and curses for disobedience, verses 15 through 68. These curses are signs. Ooh, even quotes verse 46. Let's go to that. Let's go to that real quick. Let's see. Matter of fact, let me see. I use it so much it pops up automatically. Let's see. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and shall overtake thee. So they not keeping the commandments. These curses are going to come upon you. Who are the laws, statutes, and commandments given to? The Israelites. What is that? Psalms 147, verse 19. Amos 3, verse 2. So we get punished. The Israelites get punished for not keeping these commandments. And then it also mentioned, verse 46? Matter of fact, I'll start at 45. Deuteronomy 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So a sign, that should be H226, a wath, a sign, a signal, a distinguishing mark, a banner, remembrance, a miraculous sign, an omen, a warning, a token, a standard, proof. So this is proof that we're Israelites. This is a banner showing that we're the Israelites. This is remembrance. We're going through all this hell, this trouble. When you see these things, the Israel. Matter of fact, that's when I was first coming into the truth. Like I learned about the curses, and it was like, that is so relatable. That's us. But here I'm gonna go back. It says Deuteronomy 28 outlines blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience. These curses are signs identifying who the true Israelites are. Slave ships, Deuteronomy 28:68, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Even that, it's calling the slave ships. The Christians say, oh, no, y'all never, there ain't no slave ships. It's not saying that. It's not talking about that. It even mentions Egypt. Egypt equals the house of bondage. Exodus 20 and verse 2. Let's see. Let me get that verse 68 first. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. It says, and Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. There you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall redeem you. Nobody's going to save you. You're going to be slaves there. You're going to be sold to your enemies. You're going to go there on ships. How do we get here to Babylon the Great? On ships. How did the blacks get here? The so-called blacks. What was that scripture I was quoting again? 20 verse 2. This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2 that it quoted. It says, I am Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So it's synonymous. It's slavery, which, let's go to that. This is H5650 ibad. It says bondage, slave, servant, manservant. So out of the house of slavery, out of the house of bondage. That's what Egypt was known as. So let's see here. So Egypt equals the house of bondage. This refers to slavery. And it goes to blacks, the transatlantic slave trade, to the Latinos and Native Americans, encomienda system. We're taking in ships to foreign lands. And that's what happened when, was that Cristobal Colon came to Hispaniola. He took the Tainos or Ephraim that was there and brought them over to other lands. And that started, that slave trade there. But then they started taking the other natives that were here to other lands. That was a big system, but the main system the main slave trade that's really talked about is the transatlantic slave trade. And it says loss of heritage and identity, Jeremiah 17:4 and Deuteronomy 28:37. So let me get that real quick. Jeremiah 17:4. This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. So we were going to eventually stop. We're going to stop the high holy days. We're going to stop calling on the name Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We weren't going to wear fringes no more. We weren't going to keep our customs that we were able to keep in the land. We would take on the customs of the people wherever we've been scattered. Not even calling ourselves Israelites anymore. And this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's doing. He took all this away from us, and now we're receiving it back. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. So we really pissed Yahweh Bashem Yahushai off. And he sent us away. Let's see here. That was, I think it said 36 or 37. Verse 37. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall lead thee. So you're going to be an astonishment. People are going to be shocked when they see you. Like, what the fuck? Like, as soon when you see Jake, like, man, what the fuck is Jake doing? And a proverb and a byword, meaning that you're going to be called by a different name. You're going to be called niggers, wetbacks, spooks, whatever, basketball people, anything but the Israelites. You're black, you're Afro-American, you're African-American, you're Negro-American, you're Latino, you're Latinx, you're Native American, you're this, you're that. So again, and that the loss of heritage and identity, Jeremiah 17:4, Deuteronomy 28:37. The Israelites would lose their true identity, names, language, and culture, like the precepts just said. Who fits this? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who were forced to adopt European customs, names, and religions. Yeah, we lost our heritage. We got scattered amongst these people. We had to adopt their customs and live after how they lived. Yokes of iron, Deuteronomy 28:48. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So let's look at that. Verse 48. Therefore, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And you can Google image that. I'm not trying to do that. I just want to select a word. Let me copy paste it. Let's see. All right, so we're just gonna look. There's one. You see it, yokes of iron, and that's not that far. That's not that long ago because hey, you see these are pictures. Whatever style of camera this is, don't really matter. Hey, the cameras were only invented in about the 1800s. So they have this ain't that long ago. It says yokes of iron. Historical pictures show, like I just said, historical pictures show enslaved blacks, natives, and Latinos with iron yokes on their necks during slavery. So this the AI gets it. The AI put all this together, and it's agreeing with the scriptures. Scattered among all nations, Deuteronomy 28:64, which I'm not going to get because most of the precepts I've been bringing out have been saying that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was going to scatter us among all the nations. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall scatter thee among all nations from the one end of the earth even unto the other. So the transatlantic slave trade, the trans-Pacific slave trade, scattered Israelites worldwide. Matter of fact, the trans-Pacific, that's not even, you don't really even hear that talked about that much. But hey, there it is. It says the northern and southern kingdom split, 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 40 through 45. And it says the 10 northern tribes, the Native Americans, Latinos, fled Assyrian captivity and migrated to a new land, Arsareth/America. So let's see here. The southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, was later scattered via slave trade. So, which is really after 70 AD. It should have, 2nd Thessalonians, falling away. Let's see here, 2nd Esdras 13 and 40. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea, the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But that's Arsareth. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find that. I believe that's in Deuteronomy. It's Deuteronomy 29 and verse 28. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation and cast them into another land as it is this day. So that's speaking of America. So let's look at this word for another. This is H312 har. It says another, the one following, a further land or another land. And then let's see here, H776 aratazah, which means like land or earth. So in this instance, it means the land. It says a land, a country, a territory, a distinct region. Like this is also known as the fourth part of the earth, the new world. So another land. That's Achar Sarath. Achar Arsareth. Or Achar Aratazah. So there it is right there. So back to 2nd Esdras chapter 13, I'll go to 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Now, the land here, nobody lived here. Nobody stayed here. Now, during the time of Solomon, the Zidonians, they would come back and forth. It would be about a 3 year journey, a year and a half to go to here, America, which was not known as America back then. But it would take a year and a half to go there and a year and a half to come back, and they would come back with gold and all kinds of different things that were found here. But nobody actually was here living here. It says no mankind never dwelt here until the period of time this is speaking of, until the Israelites started coming over here. So, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. So they entered into the Euphrates and led off into the Persian Gulf, and then the ocean currents carried them the rest of the way. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua made a way for them to get over here. So, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, where the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, so they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth, or Achar Aratazah. So, like I said, it took them a year and a half to get over there. And the same thing, like I was saying before, it was taking the I want to say, man, Salaki, I gotta look this up. Oops. Let's see if it gives me the correct. Nope. This is 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 26. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion Geber, which is beside Elath, on the shore of the Red Sea in the land of Edom. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir, this is also known as the land of Ophir, and fetched from thence gold 420 talents and brought it to King Solomon. Now, another place in the scripture that says they brought more, but it was the point was they would they had a navy, and it was Hiram. You know, he was also the one that helped build the temple. But let me see, back to where was I? Second Ezra 13. Okay, I finished reading that. So this is that land. This is the Achar Aratazah. So Revelation 11 and 8, which I might have to come back. So I got to go into the J. I come back and do a part 2 on this. So, Lord willing, this has been edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.